Hey guys, today I'm not gonna show you how to use any tools or talk about any CVs. So in my last video, I talked about different ways a fraudster can trick you and loot your money. I figured that it was a long video and it might have turned boring. So I decided to talk to you guys and show you a real-time fraud that actually happened to me last week. You know in the movies where there is a bomb, it's gonna go off and kill like billions of people or maybe a dozen. Billions sounds too much. First, the good guys have to find it, then they have to figure out how to disarm it. Then they almost disarm it when they discover a booby trap and have to work their way around it. They find two wires, red and blue. The hero has to snap the red wire, but they both look black under the yellow light. Then he gets lucky and snaps the red wire. When it comes to internet fraud, some of us don't get so lucky. Let me explain. We live in a digital world and our lives revolve around social media. Life is a lot easier since everything is stored and organized in our clouds. So we have become more relaxed. So relaxed that one day the internet goes down and we are frustrated. Even though our banks and business are now online, the server goes down and all work has to be paused. For example, yesterday my bank called me and they were like, "This is so and so bank. We wanted to discuss your account." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." The next thing they said was, "We need to verify your identity. Can you please give us your password?" And I'm like, "Huh? You want my password to verify my identity?" I don't think so. So I hung up. Then I called them back because it sounded legit, and guess what? It was legit. It was actually the bank. You see, the problem is people are actually used to this behavior, and when a hacker or a fraudster calls, it's really hard to notice the difference. Hackers and fraudsters use our panicking against us and try robbing us. As Andrew Smith said, people fear what they don't understand, and let's be honest, hacking is a concept most people are not familiar with. And trust me, the last thing you want is a hacker crawling on your data. Now, social engineering is getting better day by day. You might have heard of the SE toolkit which can easily clone a website. Now that's enough of topping. Let's get started because it's starting to get boring. Okay, so as I mentioned a week ago, I was fast asleep. It was around 9 o'clock when I heard my mom banging my door. I opened up with sleepy eyes only to discover my mom in a tense state. Before I could ask anything, my mom handed me her phone saying that it was a call from Bajaj Finance and they asked for an OTP which she had already provided. Now, most of you must have guessed the name Bajaj Finance is a financing company which provides loans to a customer while buying a product, and the customer can return the money in monthly installments or EMIs with or without interest depending on the product. Take a look at the OTP my mom received that morning. The reason, as you can see, for the OTP is not extracting money because it's not a bank OTP. The reason is the Bajaj Finance way of verifying a customer is by sending an OTP. What he was trying to do is make us believe that he is a real thing. In my case, pointing out the difference was not a big deal. So, continuing the story, the reason my mom woke me up that day was because she had given the OTP, and the next thing the man on the other side of the phone asked was what bank my mom uses. Well, she panicked like any other person. I took the phone and asked what the matter was. The man said that we were supposed to get some cash back in our wallet. I asked what for. He dodged the question and told me my mom's full name and date of birth and asked me to verify it. Now, he had correctly said my mom's birthday, month, but he was wrong about my mom's birth year. I still agreed to what he said cause the text we received on my mom's phone was legit. And people sometimes make these mistakes. So I handed the phone to my mom and asked her to tell the man that the OTP was different and she wanted to re-verify that she was called from the right place. Then I kept prompting what she says while she's on the phone, just to make sure. I have that part of the call recorded. Let me play it for you guys. The language is in Hindi, so I have put subtitles to it so everyone can understand.
क्या बात करते हैं मैडम? मोबाइल आपके पास है या नहीं है?
हाँ, यह तो कोई फोन नहीं, हमारा यह तो कोई फोन नहीं आया।
आप उसमें वो जो दूसरा फोन बड़ा फोन है या छोटा फोन है वो आपका?
बड़ा फोन है।
और जो जिसमें बात कर रहे हैं वो?
हाँ, वो भी बड़ा फोन है।
ठीक है, आप उसमें दूसरा वाला फोन में नंबर लिखिए, दूसरा वाला फोन में नंबर लिखिए 83
हाँ
83 नंबर लिखिए 83
83 हाँ
4
हाँ
93
हाँ
97।
हाँ
आप कॉल लगाइए।
देख ठीक है।
कॉल लगाए।
देखते हैं। हाँ हाँ लगा है।
Now, you might have noticed that he sounded frustrated. The reason is, while all this conversation was going on, I was using a tool called T-Bomb to bomb this guy with random messages at an interval of every 5 seconds. As I mentioned earlier, frustration and panic is what cyber criminals use against us. In this case, I just tried doing a reverse psychology. The guy called twice after we hung up, and we didn't pick. Meanwhile, I continued sending him random texts from different numbers. Naturally, this should have ended here, as it was obvious that it was a fraud, but I wasn't satisfied. I wanted to know his motive, and I was angry. So I decided to do something else. So half an hour later, I asked my father to call back and stayed by his side telling him what to say. Let me play it for you guys. I also have that recorded.
हाँ बोलिए।
हाँ सर बोलिए।
हाँ बोलिए। हमारा मिसेज तो फोन पहले धरा था आपको। हमको तो 3 तो फाइनेंस में काम करता है, चला है लोन।
हाँ सर
आप कौन फाइनेंस के बात करता है?
हाँ
आप कौन फाइनेंस के बात करता है?
मैं बजाज फाइनेंस से बात कर रहा हूँ। बजाज फाइनेंस से।
बजाज फाइनेंस से?
जी सर।
हमको तो 3 तो EMI चल रहा है। कौन EMI का बोलता है?
नहीं मैं EMI का बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ। मैं आपका EMI का नहीं बात कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है। आपने जो बजाज फाइनेंस से जो सामान खरीदे हैं ना भाई साहब।
कौन से सामान?
जो भी सामान खरीदे हैं।
कौन सा? आपका पास तो रिकॉर्ड है, आप बोलिए ना कौन सा रिकॉर्ड?
यहाँ से लिख के नहीं रखा जाता। अभी आपका आईडी को लॉगिन किया जाएगा। मोबाइल पर देखिए, आपको मैसेज मिला। मैसेज में 6 अंक का नंबर बोलिए, क्या नंबर है?
कौन सामान के बात करता है? हमको तो मालूम नहीं होता है। हमको तो
मैं बता रहा हूँ। आप मोबाइल का नेट चलाते हैं?
हाँ चलाता है।
आप अपना मोबाइल का नेट चालू कीजिए और मोबाइल का प्ले स्टोर ओपन कीजिए। प्ले स्टोर, मोबाइल का प्ले स्टोर।
ठीक है, क्या है?
प्ले स्टोर ओपन करने के बाद वहाँ पर आप QS सर्च कीजिए। QS।
क्या बोलिए?
QS।
हाँ कर रहा है।
हाँ कीजिए।
हाँ।
For some reason, my father didn't speak at all for like 8 seconds or 10 seconds. I have no idea why he held on to the call. I would have cut it anyway.
हेलो।
हाँ
हाँ क्या बोला? बोले।
क्या QS लिखे वहाँ पर? QS।
हाँ
QS लिखे?
हाँ लिखा है।
क्या आ रहा है फिर लिखने के बाद?
लिखता है
टीम व्यूअर किस सपोर्ट आ रहा है?
टीम व्यूअर।
हाँ टीम व्यूअर किस सपोर्ट आ रहा है?
क्विक सपोर्ट आता है।
हाँ आप कौन सा मोबाइल में कर रहे हैं? जिससे बात कर रहे हैं उसमें या दूसरा?
किसी और को हैक करने का कोशिश कीजिए, समझे?
I know that sounds cliche, but that's actually how I ended the call. It's totally clear what he was trying to achieve. He wanted to get remote access using TeamViewer and would have asked us to perform a transaction using UPI, and he would have easily gotten the PIN. And then you know what he would have done with it. I am aware, seeing all this, it might feel like it's so obvious. How can someone fall for this? Well, the fact is, people are actually falling for this. Sending you a random link and asking you to open it so that your account doesn't get blocked or something like that. Once you open the link, it's game over. Well, you just have to be a little vigilant, and honestly, I think the bank employees should be taught about this cyber threat, because the moment my dad went to the bank to check the account and said that he had provided an OTP random person over phone. The bank replied, "By now all your money is lost." They're gonna scare people to death for no reason. And people will die before something actually happens to them. Anyway, that's all I had to say. Thanks for watching the video. Bye guys.